Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and today is a very big day because finally Blizzard listened to our cries, they listened to our salty comments, and they finally are coming out with some changes for competitive for Season 6, and I'm just so excited because I'm gonna be honest, y'all, putting my own feelings aside, just looking at the community's thought on Season 5, not a lot of people liked it, whether it was the meta, whether it was just how the SRs gain, or just the drops, or the Hanzo mains, which is just a problem in general, but also bringing my own feelings aside, I didn't like Season 5. Out of all of them, this is probably my least favorite one because, well, yeah, obviously I had that big drop, but just also all the changes that came out of it, because during the time of Season 5, there's only two other things that I hated more, and that is the freaking bird from Red Robin, and also Mario Party 9, and then third is Season 5. I just don't like it is what I'm trying to say. But now this is all going to change once Season 6 arrives next week, because for this video, I want to just talk about what's going to be changing, but also give my thoughts, because even though most of this is good, is beneficial, like, I'll take any changes, because Season 5 is probably the lowest of the lows from here on out. I'll take any changes, but there are a few little things I feel like they still should have done a little bit better, but that's just coming from me. But I do want to get your guys' thoughts, because it's easy for someone like me who's a high diamond, low masters player to get my thoughts on competitive, because there's other people in like gold, other people in platinum, and even people in top 500 that are going to give their thoughts on what should be going on with competitive. But these are just some changes I just love, but also changes I feel like they should have just done a little bit better. So the first thing that I did want to talk about, which I feel like everyone's going to like, is that placement games are going to be a lot more fair. Previously, what they would do is that they would just have you play 10 placement games. You know, they do this for every season, but in season, I think they added this in Season 4, I want to say, maybe in Season 3, they would just put you at a very, very lower rank. Now, beforehand, I thought this wasn't too bad because it gave you the confidence of, okay, I can only drop a little bit, but I can gain a lot more, and it incentivized you to really climb the ladders initially when the competitive first released, when you first got your rank. So I didn't think this would be too big of a change, but still something that people are still gonna like to go into, because no one likes to see that they were like a masters last season and then now they're very, very, very high platinum. You know what I mean? They get discouraged right away and they don't want to play, whereas now I feel like you're gonna get placed at mid diamond if you were originally at low masters. Another big thing, which I'm very surprised, they were just overhauling competitive entirely. These aren't little changes, these are big changes. Control maps, control points, whatever you want to call it, it's usually best of 5. Now it's best of 3, because I guess they lasted very long, and originally my thoughts are, well, control points are one of my favorite maps, right? I love every single one, whether it's Ilios, whether it's Oasis, whether it's I just like every single one. At Lijiang Tower, you name it, I like playing it, and I like playing all 5 rounds if it comes down to it, but I guess a lot of people really didn't like it because they lasted a very long time, and I always thought, well, if they lasted a very long time, that just means that that was a very balanced game. But now it's going to be best of 3, you can get in a lot more control points rather than just having to go best of 5 and still lose. I think that's the main reasons why they're really changing control points. But let me know what your thoughts are, because I kind of like going to game 5 because it made it a little bit more intense, but people don't want to go in those long games and still lose, so I can see why they kind of changed that. Another big change, which again, I'm just listing off as what I feel like are important, but every single season now is going to be 2 months, whereas previously it was 3 months. So I feel like people kind of got the notion that it just dragged on when the last month came around. At least now when they are 2 months, which I feel like they're going to change for Season 7, people are going to complain like, oh, it's too short, I'm totally rocking in Season 6, because I can totally see how people love the new season and just want to just continue it and don't want to restart. They just want to continue climbing. So I feel like those people aren't going to like the shorter season, but at least with this, it's going to motivate people to actually want to play competitive because they get a fresh new start rather than having to wait another extra month. So I see this more of a good thing than a bad thing, really. It can only hurt the people that are really rocking with the season. Now, another big change, which they just came out with so many heavy hitters. Season 6 is gonna be so awesome, I feel like, because this season is for us. But this next change is that every single win that you get, obviously you get competitive points, and it was 10 points, but now they're gonna increase it to, I'm gonna guess, 15. If they gave 20 competitive points for every single win, oh my, first of all, that would motivate a lot more people to get more wins, but that would just be so much competitive points just handing it. It's just like, you get competitive points, you get competitive, everyone gets, okay, I don't think they're gonna do 20. I feel like they're gonna give 15, if not maybe 13, just to incentivize people, just to, hey, get the win, you get a little bit more competitive points rather than just throwing the game. Yes, you get the loss, but hey, you also lose more competitive points at that point. So I don't know, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, because I want to know how much competitive points, because obviously I just said 20 would be too much. I feel like 15 is a happy medium, but maybe some people want even 50. bruh, you get a little bit too greedy at that point. Now, the last change that I want to talk about, and there's so many other changes, but I'll just be making like an hour-long video giving my thoughts. But the last thing is something that I've wanted for a very, very long time, but that doesn't apply to everyone, and that is skill decay. So obviously, if you reach the 3K benchmark, you are gonna get decayed. You know, if you don't play for at least 7 games per week. That's what it is right now. Now they're changing it to where you have to play 5 games per week. This is where I feel like they should have just changed it to either 3 games or just gotten completely rid of it, maybe just 1 game how it was in Season 4 and Season 3, because I feel like this is the biggest thing that people just hated for Season 5, mainly in the upper levels, because, well, if you're in Platinum, this doesn't apply to you. Gold, Silver, Bronze, you name it. But it's the mentality that people have in the lower ranks that people adopt in the higher ranks, and that is, I don't want to play. I just don't want to, but I'm going to decay. If I don't play this 1 game, then I'm just going to decay 50. So that's the first one, is that they shortened it to 5 games, but also now decay is actually 25 SR points. Not as heavy hitting. If you're going on vacation, if your mom grounded you, or whatever the case may be, you broke your PC or Xbox or PlayStation, and you have to wait a long period of time, now the skill decay won't hit you so hard, it's just in half. So again, I feel like they should have done 3 games per week. That's just my personal opinion. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. Some people are gonna like it, because I know the reason why they have skill decay is to get rid of the Smurf accounts and also to get rid of the people that just aren't playing on a consistent basis. They bring them down, even though MMR is still a factor in it, and that's not decayed. So I don't know, that's just one thing that I feel like they should have just made even shorter for the people that aren't forced to play, because that's what skill decay ultimately does, in a sense. Yes, it does get rid of the Smurf accounts, but it forces people, because that's what happened with me. I forced myself to play competitive, even though I really didn't want to at the time, but in my head it's like, well, I'd rather just lose 25 SR or 30 SR than get the 50 skill decay and then some. So I don't know, you guys just gotta let me know. But Season 6 is gonna be awesome. There's so many changes, and this is what I love about Blizzard. Compared to like Infinity Ward when it came to Modern Warfare 2, they didn't make any changes. They didn't patch the noob tubes or anything. That's just an example of a game that really should have been changed. Whereas with Blizzard, and especially just in competitive, they're always making changes. They love this game, and I love it too, and I just love what they're doing. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Season 6 changes. I'm very excited to see what happens. I love you guys, and bye.